Have you ever walked into a massive sports bar or a stadium and just wondered how they beam perfect HD video to dozens of screens at the exact same time?
Right, it looks like magic, like every TV flashing a touchdown simultaneously.
Exactly. Well, today we are demystifying the hidden networking gear that makes that happen. Welcome to the deep dive. Our mission today is to explore this tech using a very specific piece of hardware as our guide. It's the Vitec, formerly Exterity AVSTR-E3830 encoder. And we're basing this off a product page from the AV retailer HDTV Supply.
Yeah, so at its core, this encoder solves a massive logistical problem for you. It takes a local physical HDMI input, say from a PC or a digital camera, and encodes it so the video can travel over standard, already existing IP networks.
Which is wild because, think of a standard HDMI cable, like the private single-lane driveway, right? It's secure, and it gets the car to the house, but it only goes to one destination. Plus, you can only pave that driveway so far before the signal degrades and, it costs a fortune. So this encoder basically takes that video car out of the private driveway and puts it onto the public highway system.
Right onto your building's IP network.
Yeah, where it can drive to literally any screen connected to that network.
That's a really great way to picture it. But, to merge onto that highway without causing a massive traffic jam, the encoder uses H.264 compression.
Okay, so making it a lot smaller.
Exactly. It essentially shrinks down that massive HD video file into highly efficient network packets. Then, instead of sending 50 separate video files to 50 different TVs and instantly crashing your network, it uses something called IP multicast.
Wait, so instead of a traffic jam of 50 delivery trucks, multicast acts more like a radio tower.
Yes, exactly. The encoder broadcasts one single stream, and all 50 TVs just tune into that exact same frequency.
Oh, wow. That makes so much sense.
Right. And to make sure the network knows exactly what that frequency is, the E3830 outputs a single program MPEG-2 transport stream, and it uses SAP and SDP channel announcements.
Which sounds super technical.
It does, but just think of these announcements like a network herald shouting out the schedule. They explicitly tell the network routers what the video stream is and where it belongs. That keeps the video perfectly synced and prevents any data bottlenecks.
Okay, wait, hold on. This still sounds incredibly complicated behind the scenes.
It is a bit, yeah.
Why go through all this hassle of compressing video, broadcasting it like a radio station, and managing network traffic? Why not just buy a massive physical splitter and snake a really long HDMI cable through the ceiling to all those TVs?
Well, because physical cables and splitters have hard physical limits.
Yeah.
The moment you need to add a 51st TV or send that video to an entirely different floor of the building, that physical splitter is totally useless.
Right. You're just stuck.
Exactly. By putting the video onto an IP network, you completely break those physical boundaries. It becomes infinitely scalable.
So making it basically a software issue rather than a hardware issue.
Yes. The E3830 features tools like an API, SNMP, and a really simple web browser interface.
Oh, nice.
Which means a single IT person sitting with a laptop can route any video feed to any screen anywhere on a vast corporate network instantly. You're never climbing a ladder to swap out rigid cables on a Friday afternoon.
Right, but this scalability means your AV system is suddenly an IT system. If a stream goes down during the Super Bowl, you aren't just wiggling a loose HDMI cable anymore.
No, you're troubleshooting a network.
Right, which makes the vendor supplying the gear incredibly critical.
And looking at HDTV Supply, the vendor for this unit.
Well, they have a massive footprint to support this kind of tech. They've been in the business for 25 years, which, is an eternity in the AV world.
And they understand the practical needs of these setups. Like, for example, the E3830 unit they sell has a built-in power supply to reduce cord clutter in the server rack. Plus, they offer free USA shipping. Overall, buyers give them a 4.7 out of 5-star rating.
Yeah, and out of their 10,000-plus positive reviews, they actually featured this delightfully honest 3-star review right on the page.
Oh, I saw that.
A user named John M. wrote, quote, "When I called, the staff was less than friendly, but answered my question."
It's surprisingly refreshing, honestly.
It really is. HDTV Supply publicly published it and responded with a really graceful apology.
Right.
Seeing a company leave up a mildly grumpy review and handle it well makes those 10,000 glowing reviews feel so much more trustworthy.
Totally. It just grounds the whole transaction in reality.
Yeah.
Ultimately, I think the big takeaway for you here is that HMI encoders are the unsung heroes of modern media. They're these invisible bridges bringing traditional rigid AV setups into the infinitely flexible era of IT networks.
That's a great way to put it. Think back to that massive sports bar we talked about at the very beginning. All those perfectly synced screens are relying less and less on dedicated physical video wires. So as video over IP encoding becomes this effortless and invisible, it makes you wonder,
Yeah.
are we rapidly approaching a future where physical video ports on the back of our displays become entirely obsolete? Something for you to mull over. Catch you on the next deep dive.